Hey Siri, find me a personal injury lawyer in Philadelphia. Hey Siri, what's the meaning of life? This is voice search, okay? Voice search is one of the fastest growing trends within SEO and internet marketing right now. And if you are not optimizing your online presence for voice search, you will be hurting in 6, 12, or 18 months. Trust me, you have to get things in place with your internet marketing. And I'm going to explain in this video what those things are to be prepared for voice search. So there are specific things you can do to make it so that your business is much more likely to show up first when people do a local voice search via SEO. So I'm going to explain that in this video. So in 2020, 50% of searches will be done by voice search. Another one, I have notes down here, so I'm going to be looking down. 40% of adults are going to be doing at least one search by voice per day. Mobile voice searches, this is another one, mobile voice searches, which all voice searches really are except for Alexa, 3 times more likely to be location-based, meaning they're 3 times more likely when someone does a voice search to be looking for a local service business, a business that serves a local market. This ties directly into Google's most recent algorithm update, BERT, okay? BERT is an attempt for Google to find a way to pick up search terms that are a little less clear, because as voice keeps growing exponentially and people start using voice to make searches on their phones, people are going to be mispronouncing things, they're going to be misplacing words. When human beings talk, it's way less organized than when human beings write and can delete things before they press enter. Duh. Google is preparing for that with BERT, and voice search ties directly into BERT, Google's latest algorithm update. So, there are 2 command types regarding voice search. Command type number 1 is a voice search, it's called a voice action, and then we have voice search, okay? Searches, right? So voice actions is, hey Google, find me a personal injury lawyer in Philadelphia. Find me a florist in Philadelphia. Find me or call a X. Or another action example is call my contact. Call my contact Brian. Call my contact Joe. So that's what's called a voice action, okay? Voice search is more of like a how-to search. When you go, hey Google, if you have an Android, you'd say, hey Google. If you have an iPhone, you say, hey Siri, right? Because they have different communication platforms. So a voice action is where you want to be showing up. If you're a local business and you want to dominate your city for voice search, you need to be vigilantly focused on voice actions and showing up first for voice actions, okay? It's very interesting. I did a couple examples on this, and you can do it yourself, tests on this. I did, hey Google, find me a personal injury lawyer in Philadelphia. Okay, I said, hey Google, find me a car accident lawyer in Philadelphia. And then I said, hey Google, what do I do when I'm in a car accident? Right? And I wanted to see, does Google label that as an action, a voice action, or a voice search? And it treated it as an action. It gave me a list of personal injury lawyers in Philadelphia that had the word car accident lawyer in their map profile. So I'm going to explain to you in this video how to get ready for voice search so that you can show up first when someone in your market says whatever service it is that you provide. I need to make sure you're showing up for these searches. This is vitally important. Okay, so we have a voice action and then we have a voice search. Voice search, like I said, is a how-to. An example would be, what do I do? Hey Google, what do I do when a water pipe breaks in my house? I was seeing, would plumbers show up for a search like this, or would an article show up? And articles showed up for that. So there's a gray area between what is a voice action, meaning when you're looking for something, versus a voice search, which is like a how-to search, right? So for location-specific voice actions, how can you get your map profile? You should do this right now. You should pause the video and you should say, if you have an iPhone, you should say, hey Siri, and then search for your type of business and see where you show up and see what happens. Usually it integrates with Safari if you're using an iPhone. If you have an Android, say, okay Google, tell me, or you can say, hey Google, I think it picks that up as well. Say, okay Google, find me and then search for the specific service that you provide and see who shows up and how it works. And you'll see what I'm saying here. So for location-specific voice actions, these are potential clients in your market who are looking for you and the service you provide, okay? There's no way around getting your map profiles set up properly. That is the most important thing to do, which I'll explain. So Apple devices, okay, if the iPhone users are going to be saying, hey Siri, and the results that you see, the map results that you see, pull from Yelp, Bing, and Apple Maps. Doesn't pull from Google My Business, iPhones, okay? You can do this yourself, again. Does not pull from Google My Business. It pulls from Yelp, Bing, and Apple Maps. Android devices, okay? The Samsung Galaxy is the most popular. If you have an Android, you go, okay, Google, find me let's use personal injury lawyer in Philadelphia as an example, right? That taps into your Google My Business profile. Now, that's only one tiny % of the market, right? I mean, not tiny, it's a pretty big, Samsung Galaxy and the Android phones is pretty popular, but not as popular as iPhone, right? So if you just do Google My Business optimization, you're not going to be showing up as well for the iPhone searches for voice. And then lastly, we have Alexa, which also ties into the Microsoft portal. But the dot, people have the little dots in their house where they say, Alexa, find me and that ties into Alexa skills. But for local business searches, it taps into Yelp and Bing. So the short-term solution here for you to be prepared for voice search is pretty simple. You have to deck out 4 of your online profiles with 4 things, okay? The 4 on 4, okay? You have to have photos, reviews, the proper keywords, and the right category on all of your profiles across the web. The 4 profiles that are most important are Yelp, Google My Business, Bing Maps, and Apple Maps. If you get these 4 profiles set up with photos, the right keywords, good reviews, consistent reviews, and the right category for your business that you want to rank for, your chances of ranking in voice search right there, just by doing that, just by taking the time to optimize these 4 profiles, your Yelp, Google My Business, Bing Maps, and Apple Maps profiles, just by doing that, you will be ahead of 99% of your local competition. Most people just focus on Google Maps when it comes to voice search, but as this starts picking up steam, you're going to have to focus more on other sources, like your Apple Map. And these are simple things to do, right? Your Google My Business, you're going to access that at business.google.com, and then you should have a map listing there, and that's where you do your optimization there. If you are looking to optimize your Bing Maps, all you do is you go to bingmapsportal.com, and you update your Bing Maps with the same content in your Google Maps. You just cut and paste. Doesn't have to be anything different. There's no duplicate content with a map profile. And then finally, Apple Maps, you access it at mapsconnect.apple.com. Very simple. Now for Yelp, this is different, right? Yelp is not the same as a search engine map profile. You want to be filling out your entire Yelp profile. I mean, everything, hours of operation, products, services, prices. I mean, every category that they have, you want to be filling out on your Yelp profile. Now, if your Yelp profile sucks and you have terrible reviews on it, then maybe you don't want to optimize your Yelp profile so that instead of the iPhone pulling from your Yelp, it'll pull from your Bing or Apple Maps because the Yelp won't be as present. But usually it pulls from Yelp most times, not all the time. So Obviously, if you deck out your map profiles with the right keywords, now keyword intentionality is important here when you're decking out your map profiles. You need to make sure, so for example, when I said, hey Siri, find me a car accident lawyer, and I said, hey Siri, find me a personal injury lawyer, two completely different results showed up. You should try this yourself on your phone. Say, hey Siri or okay Google, find me a X, and then try different variations of keywords. And you should see that the car accident, like as an example, if you use car accident, personal injury as two different keyword examples, you'll get different results because a lot of people aren't optimized for all these different keyword variations. So that is a very high value task, is having a keyword and a keyword strategy for all of your online profiles. So you know where your highest value keywords are, what your high traffic keywords are, what your low traffic, high value keywords are, and that you strategically put them into your map profiles online so that you rank for the right voice actions, okay? So like we said, there's two command types, voice actions and then voice searches, okay? Now, for voice search and voice actions, obviously, domain authority and content quality is going to still matter, right? If you have a low authority website, the chances of you ranking is going to be lower than a high authority website with tons of, backlinks and credibility in the market. So you can't abandon domain authority and you can't abandon quality content with the right keywords, right? So let's transition the conversation from voice actions, which is people looking to choose a local business, to voice search, which is more of like the how-to searches. Hey Siri, I did this as an example. What should I do when a water pipe bursts in my house? I did that as an example. You can try this too, and you'll see, for me, it didn't show a map result. It showed a how-to article on what to do when your pipe bursts. Now, the interesting thing is, for me, it showed a plumber in Seattle. I'm in Philadelphia. So this immediately tells me that there's almost no competition for these how-to phrases on Google Maps. And the reason is this. The way that you rank for voice search, for people saying, hey Google, tell me what should I do when a pipe bursts in my house, is Q&A, question and answer, right? Whenever you do how-to searches on Google, you'll see a featured snippet shows up, and then beneath that there's like different FAQ questions, right? If you can do a search right now, how to do X, Y, or Z, how to learn X, Y, or Z skill, you'll see these little FAQs show up and sometimes a featured snippet. Well, voice search is the equivalent of featured snippets. So in order to get a featured snippet to show up, very simple principles here. It's Q&A. You need Q&A sections on your website with clear headlines of what the question is and 40 to 50 word long answers. You can go a little over 50, it's not like make or break. 40 to 50 word answers, quick explanations are usually the best answers, okay? So the best questions to start with when you're trying to optimize for voice search is how does, how to, what is, and what do I do when, and how do. There's variations, and you can verify this in the keyword planner to see what people are typing in your market. But if you just create little snippets, little FAQ snippets on your website, and then someone in your market goes, hey, what do I do when my pipes burst in my house, and you're a plumber and you have a Q&A section on your website that answers the exact question they just asked, you're probably going to rank because most of your competitors don't have granular, broken down Q&A sections on your website, on their websites with clear questions and different keywords in each question. So that is how to get your business to show up first for voice search. I know this is a lot of information. If you play this slowly and rewatch it, I can assure you, you will take away some big gems. If you're looking for someone to optimize all of your online map profiles to get prepared for voice search, then go to smbteam.com and submit your information. That's something that we are quite skilled at, so I'd love to help you with that. Otherwise, just deck out these 4 profiles with photos, reviews, keyword intentional content, and the proper category for your business, and you will see massive success from voice search. But don't forget, don't eliminate domain authority and producing quality content. This is going to allow you to dominate voice search and be one of the first movers in your market for local voice search. So I hope you found this video valuable. One of the ways that we determine what videos are vibing with people is if you like or subscribe to our channel from this video. We keep analytics on all that so we know what our most popular videos are so we can make more on it. Also, comment below if there's anything you'd like me to go deeper into as to how to do specific action items as to what I went over in this video. And I'd love to create a separate video on that. Otherwise, follow these principles and you will stay ahead of the trends and get way more business through your online presence. Thank you.